There comes a moment in every life when the heart grows weary from carrying what it was never meant to carry. Not the weight of work, not the weight of responsibility, not even the weight of sorrow. The heaviest burden is often the weight of expectation. We expect people to understand us without explanation. We expect kindness to be returned in equal measure. We expect loyalty to last forever. We expect life to unfold according to the plans we carefully draw in the quiet corners of our minds. We expect doors to open when we knock. We expect love to stay when we give it. We expect our efforts to be recognized, our sacrifices to be appreciated, and our dreams to arrive on schedule. And when these expectations collide with reality, something inside us begins to ache. Many people spend years believing that peace will come after life finally becomes fair. They tell themselves they will rest when they receive the apology they deserve. They will be happy when the right person arrives. They will feel complete when success appears. They will finally breathe when every unanswered question finds an answer. But peace does not wait at the end of fulfilled expectations. Peace lives in the space where expectations are released. The truth is simple, though not always easy to accept. Life owes us nothing except the opportunity to experience it. The world does not promise perfect understanding. People do not promise perfect loyalty. Circumstances do not promise perfect timing. And yet, there is freedom hidden within that truth. Imagine standing at the edge of a river while clutching stones in both hands. The stones represent every expectation you carry. The expectation that someone should change. The expectation that the past should have been different. The expectation that tomorrow must unfold exactly as you planned. The longer you hold those stones, the heavier they become. The river does not ask you to fight the current. It simply invites you to let go. Inner peace begins with that simple act. Letting go of expectations does not mean becoming careless. It does not mean abandoning hope. It does not mean settling for less than you deserve. It means learning the difference between healthy desire and emotional attachment. You may desire success while accepting uncertainty. You may desire love while accepting that not everyone is capable of giving it. You may desire respect while understanding that some people are committed to misunderstanding you. There is wisdom in learning this distinction. Too often, people build invisible contracts in their minds. They perform acts of kindness while secretly expecting gratitude. They offer love while expecting permanence. They give their time while expecting loyalty. Then they become wounded when others fail to honor agreements that were never spoken aloud. The heart suffers whenever it confuses expectations with guarantees. Life has a way of teaching this lesson repeatedly. A friendship you believed would last forever suddenly changes. A dream you spent years pursuing takes an unexpected turn. A person you trusted chooses a different path. A plan you carefully prepared falls apart despite your best efforts. At first, these moments feel like losses. But sometimes they are invitations. They invite us to release our grip on certainty. They invite us to trust ourselves more deeply. They invite us to discover a peace that does not depend on circumstances. The strongest people are not those who control every outcome. The strongest people are those who remain steady when outcomes refuse to be controlled. There is extraordinary power in waking up each morning and saying, "I will give my best to this day, but I will not demand that this day obey my wishes." That statement changes everything, because when expectations loosen their hold, gratitude begins to grow. Suddenly, every kindness becomes a gift rather than an obligation. Every success becomes a blessing rather than a requirement. Every moment of joy becomes something to savor rather than something to possess. The flowers seem brighter. The laughter sounds richer. The ordinary moments reveal their hidden beauty. This is not because life has changed. It is because your relationship with life has changed. Many people search for peace in distant places. They search through achievements, possessions, relationships, and recognition. They believe peace is waiting somewhere outside themselves. But true peace has always been an inside job. It begins when you stop demanding perfection from imperfect people. It begins when you stop demanding certainty from an uncertain world. It begins when you stop demanding guarantees from a journey that was never designed to provide them. There is a quiet strength that emerges when you release the need to control every chapter of your story. You stop chasing, you stop forcing, you stop exhausting yourself trying to arrange the universe according to your preferences. Instead, you learn to participate in life with an open hand rather than a clenched fist. An open hand can receive. A clenched fist can only hold. Think about how much suffering comes from resistance. We resist change. We resist endings. We resist disappointment. We resist the reality standing directly in front of us because it does not match the reality we imagined. Yet reality remains unchanged by our resistance. The storm does not disappear because we dislike the rain. The season does not change because we demand summer in the middle of winter. The past does not rewrite itself because we wish it had unfolded differently. When we stop arguing with reality, an unexpected calm begins to enter our lives. Acceptance is not surrender. Acceptance is clarity. It is seeing things as they are, instead of exhausting yourself wishing they were different. And clarity creates peace. The heart becomes lighter when it stops carrying impossible demands. The mind becomes quieter when it stops negotiating with circumstances beyond its control. The spirit becomes stronger when it learns that peace is not found in controlling life, but in meeting life with grace. Every person you meet is fighting battles you cannot see. Every soul is carrying stories you may never fully understand. When you release expectations, compassion becomes easier. You stop insisting that people behave according to your script. You allow them to be who they are. And in doing so, you free yourself from endless disappointment. Some people will stay. Some people will leave. Some people will understand you. Some people never will. Your peace cannot depend on any of these outcomes. Your peace must come from something deeper. It must come from knowing your worth regardless of recognitions. It must come from trusting your path regardless of approval. It must come from loving yourself regardless of who chooses to stay or go. The moment you stop expecting the world to complete you, you begin discovering the completeness that was already within you. And that discovery changes everything. Because a peaceful person is not someone who has avoided hardship. A peaceful person is someone who has learned not to attach their happiness to conditions they cannot control. They understand that life will bring joy and sorrow, gain and loss, beginnings and endings. Yet beneath all these changing seasons, there remains a quiet center, a place untouched by praise or criticism, a place untouched by success or failure, a place untouched by arrival or departure. That place is where true inner peace lives, and the path to that peace begins with a simple choice. Release what must happen. Release who must stay. Release how things must unfold. Release the expectations that keep your heart chained to outcomes. Trust that life can still be beautiful even when it surprises you. Trust that your strength is greater than your uncertainty. Trust that peace is not waiting in some distant future. Peace is available now, in this moment, the moment you loosen your grip and allow life to flow as it will. For the soul was never meant to carry the burden of controlling the world. It was meant to experience, to learn, to grow, to love, and to move with grace through every season that comes. Gratitude is often spoken about as though it is something a person can simply choose at any moment. People are told to be grateful, to count their blessings, to focus on the positive, and to appreciate what they have. Yet many struggle to do this consistently, not because they are ungrateful by nature, but because their minds are occupied with expectations. Expectations quietly shape the way people see their lives. They create an image of how things should be, how people should behave, what opportunities should arrive, and what outcomes should unfold. When reality fails to match that image, disappointment enters the heart and overshadows everything that is already present. A person may receive 10 blessings in a single day and still go to sleep feeling deprived because one expectation was not fulfilled. The mind becomes so focused on what is missing that it overlooks what is already there. A promotion may not arrive as planned, and suddenly stable employment feels inadequate. A relationship may not meet every emotional need, and suddenly companionship feels insignificant. A goal may take longer than expected, and suddenly all progress seems meaningless. Expectations have a way of shrinking the value of what exists while magnifying the absence of what does not. When expectations begin to fade, something remarkable happens. Attention returns to the present moment. Instead of constantly measuring reality against an imagined standard, a person starts seeing life for what it actually is. The warmth of sunlight through a window becomes noticeable again. A kind conversation carries more meaning. Small acts of generosity feel larger. The ordinary moments that once seemed insignificant reveal a quiet beauty that